Welcome back. Exclusive new developments now in a bulldog investigation. We first brought it to you last night at 11.
Now, this has to do with a series of inmate deaths at the Fulton County Jail. And we do have some new disturbing information that is breaking tonight. Chief Investigator Jonathan Carlson is here with those details now. What did you learn?
Well, guys, Fulton County confirming for me just a short time ago exclusively that 2 more inmates have died just this year. One from what appears to be natural causes, the other a suicide. That suicide now under GBI investigation. And these new deaths are under a new contractor. This brings the number of inmate deaths in just the last few months to 7. It all ended in a simple letter. Last fall, an out-of-state contracting firm and the Morehouse School of Medicine, which was providing the doctors and nurses, both fired. Their contract to provide medical services to Fulton County and its jail canceled.
We will learn from what happened.
More from him in the county later, but first, how we got there. 5 deaths, all within a 3-month period, and all on the watch of medical personnel from Morehouse School of Medicine.
When the system becomes overwhelmed, that's when people start to get hurt. That's when people start to die.
The inmates, 3 suicides, the result of opioid withdrawal suspected. The other 2, medical emergencies. The response questioned.
We will put together a case file.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which previously announced a criminal probe of one of the deaths, has expanded their investigation to include the 4 others. It's too early, though, to say if criminality will be found in the other cases.
The findings will be turned over to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office and also to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office.
But advocates say while a contract has been canceled and a new one awarded, accountability is still hard to find.
The last contract that the jail had was just not appropriately managed. An independent auditor that can go in and make sure that people are receiving adequate care.
Nearly 3,000 inmates depend on it. The new chair of the Fulton County Board of Commissions talking about the case for the first time.
The previous contractor was approved, gone through a fair process, open process, transparent process, but a situation or several situations happened. We have a new contractor, and the hope and expectation is that what happened in the past will not happen in the future.
He tells us once the investigation into the deaths is complete, those results will be handed over to the new contractor to implement real solutions. We've also learned a new policy has been put into place to house all inmates undergoing drug withdrawal in a medical observation unit, something that might have saved at least 3 of those deceased inmates. Now back to that accountability. A new contractor is a start, but one can't forget what happened prior. The county and its jailer have said publicly and bluntly, Morehouse was not qualified to handle the job, something Morehouse denied. Nonetheless, we thought it was time they answered to that.
Hi there, Jonathan with CBS 46.
After requests for an on-camera interview, which were declined, we visited the Morehouse School of Medicine. But before we could even sign in...
Sir, can I have you all leave the campus, please?
Okay. I can't even call the communications department to see if they'd be willing to talk to us? Okay. But you've made contact with them? Okay. We were told to leave. In later written statements, the school told us the accusations are unproven assertions. And when asked directly if the school feels responsibility for the deaths, Morehouse replied, "We're always saddened by the unfortunate loss of life. MSM stands by the services we provide."
Yeah, that statement there. But we want to talk more about what you've learned today, those 2 additional deaths, because what's happening here, incarceration should not equal death.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the big question. And again, to be clear, as we mentioned at the top, these new deaths occurred within just the last few days and weeks under a new contractor. That begs the questions, why are inmates still dying there under the new care? And with another suicide, is there a bigger issue of supervision? So that's obviously questions that we need to continue to ask over the coming days, because clearly a new contractor, people are still dying. What's going on?
It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
Stay on it.
Thank you.
You bet.